Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Boy, over the last 7 days, we've seen a lot of Bitcoin movement, and the rest of the space has actually been moving quite nicely as well. So Bitcoin is up over 15,000 per BTC. It is down within the last 24 hours. BTC trading at about 15,288 right now. Ethereum down, trading at $446, and XRP up slightly, trading just over 25.5 cents at 0.256. So this is good news. The market is looking healthy. Market cap sitting at about 441.9 billion. And Bitcoin dominance still holding strong. We are continuing to see Bitcoin move up. Right now, holding in this level of resistance. If you guys are looking at the chart here, and XRP, we saw a bit of a move up overnight. XRP reaching about 26.5 cents, now back down to 25.5 cents. So there has been a little bit of excitement for XRP overnight. Wanted to touch on that briefly before I mention this. Now, this from Muhammad Sadiq, and this is just some housekeeping here. There's a huge emergency XRP community. I Am Legion, I don't know if you guys know I Am Legion on Twitter. This is his avatar, and apparently his Twitter address is now gone. People need to reach out and find out what's going on. Like yesterday, a big asset to the XRP community, but I gotta say, I did see a tweet from I Am Legion yesterday saying that he is taking a break from Twitter and from the XRP community. I was not aware that he was going to actually delete his account, so I can see how some people may have been caught off guard with this. I do wish him well. I really do hope he comes back to the community one day. He is an asset to the XRP community, the crypto space in general. A lot of great information sourced from I Am Legion, but I hope that kind of solves this mystery here. So what's going on? We're approaching 2021. It's looking as if there could be, possibly, somebody else in the White House come January. We don't know for sure yet. We don't know the outcome 100%. But let's take a look at some of the changes that we've been seeing now, how that's going to relate to the financial landscape, and more particularly XRP. So I saw this, guys, from Michael at Val5 Links. And this is an article suggesting that currency depreciation is to blame for the 7.2% drop in global remittances. So this is from a World Bank report. And we also know that Ripple and XRP are focused right now on global remittances. So is this going to take a chunk out of their business? Is this going to set them back a bit because global numbers have fallen? Of course, there are less people working right now. I do not think so, by the way. So according to a new report, the depreciation of some currencies against the US dollar is contributing to the declining international remittances. After touching an all-time high of $548 billion in 2019, the World Bank now reports projected remittances to drop 7.2% in 2020 to $508 billion, and then we're likely to see a further decline, guys, of 7.5% to $470 billion in the year 2021. So here is a chart just depicting the remittance flow to low and middle income countries projected to remain higher than FDI flows. And this is because of volatile currencies is what they're suggesting when you compare them to the US dollar. The pandemic-induced currency depreciation has affected the flow of global remittances. In this brief, the author points to the exchange rate between the US dollar and the source currencies for remittances, detailing how it has affected the flow of remittances from Russia. The report says the weakening of the ruble against the US dollar by over 26% since the beginning of 2020 has reduced remittances from Russia in US dollars terms. Remittances to Central Asia have therefore declined significantly. And guys, there's a chart here with some numbers with regards to certain regions around the world vis-a-vis their remittance flow numbers. Part of this factor, of course, is a currency depreciation, and this is likely due to governments continuing the printing of money, and the US government is no different, okay? All governments around the world are in crisis right now, trying to provide some kind of stimulus for the economy. And although on the surface, this is not looking good in terms of remittance numbers and remittances going down. And what I mean by looking good, I mean looking good for Ripple. I think ultimately the outcome is going to be quite good, and I'm going to tell you guys why in a second. First, I just wanted to mention this from MACKATTACKXRP, and I guess I should have mentioned this earlier. This is just another exchange that is going to be supporting the Spark token airdrop. So Estonia-based BitBay, one of the largest digital currency exchanges in Europe, has become the latest trading platform to support the distribution of Flare Network's Spark token. Each Spark token is valued at 1-to-1 with the Ripple-affiliated XRP cryptocurrency. Flare is a utility fork of XRP that would be able to bring smart contracts to the ledger. So guys, BitBay is now on board with this. If you have an account with BitPay, you can use them. Otherwise, I know a lot of you guys have a Ledger Nano S or X, and I've done a video. I'll put it up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys still haven't seen that. How to claim your Spark tokens if you still haven't done that. But gonna continue moving along because this video is about the US government, cryptocurrency regulatory clarity, and where we could go if there's a new administration in town come January 2021. So the other day I did a video, and I'll link it up here, with regards to the Biden administration. If Joe Biden becomes president, guys, if, big if here, that cryptocurrency regulatory clarity will come quicker, and, companies like Ripple would really benefit from this. And, even people at Ripple were, being diplomatic about it, but likely hoping that Joe Biden would win so that cryptocurrency regulatory clarity would come to pass sooner. It wouldn't be so much of a hurdle as they were inferring under the Trump administration. Nevertheless, we've got a conflicting report here that we are likely to see a more aggressive SEC under Joe Biden. So let me put this into perspective for you guys. American President-elect Joe Biden could be set to unleash the regulatory hounds once he takes power in January with an expert warning. There will be a new regulatory sheriff in town, and they won't be friendly to business. So this is talking about business specifically, not cryptocurrency, but here's how it relates to cryptocurrency. When potential candidates start emerging, we are eager to hear whether they would plan to continue his conservative approach on issues such as the approval of a Bitcoin ETF, as well as the coordination of a coherent regulatory approach to DeFi, a relatively new vertical that we expect regulators under a Democratic administration to carefully scrutinize. Financial services platform BitOoda said in a note that their clients today commenting on possible changes with regards to the SEC. And while there is no official names announced, speculations are already starting to appear. So they continue going on that the Biden administration could spell a change for a lot of these people that are looking to, clarify some of these issues in government. If Biden takes power, perhaps instead he is going to look to appoint Preet Bharara, the former attorney for the Southern District of New York, labeled the most dangerous man in Bitcoin back in 2014. So in a 2014 interview with Fast Company, Bharara stated, "Nobody is suggesting there's something inherently bad about Bitcoin. When you have a currency like this that gives you anonymity, it stands to reason that some people legitimately want privacy." Now again, guys, let's not forget this was back from 2014. That's fine, but there's going to be a lot of bad guys who want to steal your money or sell people poison who are going to take advantage of the same technologies. That's why we have to be vigilant about it. Back then, he added that more crypto scrutiny would make sure the scene doesn't become a Wild West for criminal activity. And then back to 2020, Morgan added that Biden is likely to show he is tough on Wall Street by appointing Bharara, labeling the latter as a likely candidate. Okay, so we're now seeing a potential link to somebody wanting to crack down on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin within a potential Biden administration if Joe Biden becomes president come January. What else are they saying here? So this from Howard Fisher, a partner at Moss and Singer. You are likely to see a more aggressive enforcement division under Biden. So not sounding good for cryptocurrencies. The question remains, is it not sounding good for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Monero, like Dash? And I wouldn't even classify Bitcoin within that category. I think since a lot has changed, even since 2014, well, a heck of a lot has changed since 2014, I think that the narrative around cryptocurrencies is going to be different. And sure, there are going to be those unregulated cryptocurrencies, the ones that certain exchanges are already choosing to delist because they are privacy coins. And then there's going to be the utility coins, part of the system, ones that have been transparent from the beginning, like XRP, guys, and those ones are not going to be harmed. So BitOoda also mentioned that early indicators are that the Federal Reserve Governor Lael Brainerd is the front runner for Treasury Secretary. This is good. We would consider her nomination as bullish for the space, given her strong role in the Fed's CBDC efforts to date and her understanding of digital assets, they added. Also, former CFTC Chair Gary Gensler, who is pro-crypto and blockchain savvy, is in line for an advisory position overseeing the financial sector. So guys, with some seemingly negative news, we also have some positive news. Let me read you this. Biden's choices for key posts will have a significant impact on the trajectory of the U.S. digital asset regulatory landscape. We have seen the acceleration of regulatory initiatives in the past few months across U.S. agencies and would not expect a reversal of the progress made in areas such as enforcement against unregulated platforms operating in U.S. markets. This according to BitOoda. A conflicting opinion here, just want to bring this to you. In June last year, Galaxy Digital's founder Mike Novogratz, who is also an XRP proponent, by the way, opined that a potential leadership shuffle at the SEC would make a Bitcoin-backed exchange-traded fund more likely to be approved. So, a lot of things to think about here, guys. I will link this entire article in the description. It's got a lot of good information in it, actually. A lot of different points of view. So I wanted to thank MACKATTACKXRP for pointing that out. And finally, wanted to mention this because this is important too. 6 documents show what Biden's cabinet could bring to crypto policy. This is a Forbes article, guys, and it was brought to us by James RULEXRP on Twitter. So what are the 6 documents and how are they going to be influential for XRP? Because I think for a lot of us, we have our eyes on that prize. So this article also mentioning that Joe Biden might select Lael Brainerd and Gary Gensler to be part of his cabinet. So identified together in Barron's Who's Who in Biden's economic world as Obama moderates. Both Brainerd and Gensler are exemplary in their understanding of crypto and blockchain. Ever since Brainerd first addressed the Fed's role in exploring distributed ledger technology 5 years ago, she has been the central bank's de facto spokesperson on all things digital currency, blockchain, stablecoins, so on and so forth. Let me just get into these points. But I want to read you guys this spoiler alert because I think this is interesting to note. Brainerd does not think Bitcoin is very good as money, and Gensler does not think Bitcoin is a security. It is clear that they have the know-how and understanding to bring regulatory clarity for cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, and blockchain to the US markets, should that be a priority within the Biden administration. Now, some of these points are very, very poignant, and others I'm not even going to talk about because they deal with CBDCs, and I want to focus on the ones that are going to be beneficial for XRP. So number 1, Governor Lael Brainerd's speech on October 7th, 2016, and the name of the speech was Distributed Ledger Technology, Implications for Payments, Clearing, and Settlement. Brainerd shares in the speech how the Fed is paying close attention to DLT, or blockchain, recognized in this way represent the most significant development in many years in payments, clearing, and settlement. She highlights how cross-border payments and trade finance use cases could provide significantly faster processing and reduce costs. Now, DLT technology, obviously Ripple, part of the system, that has been their main focus, to be transparent, to be friendly with regulators, to be friendly with government. And when we talk about cross-border payments, in a lot of ways that goes synonymously with Ripple. And Lael Brainerd, let's not forget, is a proponent of all this. She touches on smart contracts and explains how one financial instrument may interact with a smart contract on blockchain technology. She says the public needs to have confidence that any system employing distributed ledgers will operate properly, particularly in stressed conditions, and know that when adverse scenarios do occur, there will be a robust management and governments to respond effectively. Now, to me, it sounds like they are leaning towards a technology like RippleNet, in that the technology exists, it's a robust system, it has the ability to scale, and it will not collapse under financial stress. Just putting that out there. Number 2 from this document, so this has to do with stablecoins evolving the payment landscape. So more to do with stablecoins if you guys are interested in that. Just going to skip over that one. But here, number 3, an update on digital currencies. In the latest update from Brainerd, she highlights the critical importance of stimulus payments from the CARES Act. Brainerd points out that after a sharp reduction in spending early in the beer flu crisis, many households increased their spending starting on the day they received emergency relief payments under the Beer Flu Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, which is the CARES Act, and continuing for the following 10 days, especially households with lower incomes, greater income declines, and lower liquid savings. Essentially getting money to the people quicker. What better way to do that than with DLT technology? Of course, this is possibly some of the reasons why the government wants to start looking at CBDCs and how that could benefit the economy. But we already have technology to do this. So this, another check in Ripple's column, so to speak. These are all ideas that look favorably on a company like Ripple that can provide the types of services that the government needs at this moment. And better yet, they're an American company. Let's keep going. So number 4, more than 1,000 ICOs are not following the law. We don't really have to worry about that so much, as we know Ripple is very compliant, and they have been since the beginning. They were never out there to scam people, steal everybody's money, and run off, obviously. They would have done that by now. There was also this senior MIT lecturer and former CFTC chairman Gary Gensler's testimony at the House of Financial Services Committee hearing on Facebook Libra. So then there's Facebook Libra, obviously a currency that wants to be part of the financial system, and many governments are like, whoa, 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 whoa. we can't have this. We still have our national fiat currencies that we want to use. We don't want people to start using Libra coin, for example. So that doesn't really relate to Ripple and or XRP in any way, shape, or form, but it is important to note for the future of the financial landscape. And down here, finally, from November of 2019, cryptocurrency and national insecurity, discussing the idea of debasing the US dollar and how CBDCs, or rather other countries' CBDCs, could debase the US dollar. Again, doesn't really have to do with XRP and or Ripple, but I wanted to bring you guys this report just to show you in depth, and you guys can read this. I'll link it in the description if you want to read the full thing, where the minds of government is vis-a-vis Ripple and XRP, and why it is important to note that, you know, when they're talking about more aggressive regulation from the SEC, they are talking about cryptocurrencies that don't want to follow the rules instead of a company like Ripple that has been following the rules from the beginning. It's looking like XRP is a front runner to be part of this financial system, but guys, that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.